drive open innovation program, corporate accelerator programs for multiple companies, 52 companies to be precise. We work with companies to run their paid POC program. So they give a use case, and we shortlist the correct startups to work on a proof of concept on their projects. For companies, we drive these 4 things. We drive their digital transformation projects. We do solution acceleration, where they partner with a startup to accelerate their product roadmap. So they might have a product roadmap or solution roadmap. Some part of it they accelerate by partnering with startups. We also help in platform adoption, where we target specific group. It can be students from colleges, it can be startups, it can be developers, designers, and we help in adoption of the platform in the community. So these are the 4 things that Incubate Hub drives, and this is a short snapshot of our impact. So we, as of today, work with around 11,000 startups on 200 plus programs. 200 programs are basically 200 use cases, which are currently running in our platform from multiple corporates. We have done around 920 plus paid proof of concept, which has resulted in 46 partnerships, long-term vendor partnerships between corporate and startups. So that's a overview of Incubate Hub.
Thanks for the introduction, Rajiv. See, we are India's leading open innovation and venturing platform. What we do is basically we help corporates to discover, assess, engage, partner, and invest in especially the B2B deep tech or the emerging startups, mainly for a couple of reasons. One, for the their internal digital transformation initiatives, or it might be for some of their customers' digital transformation initiatives. So basically what we do is we help them in 3 fronts. One is more from identifying a right startup to quickly partner, do a quick assessment, and bring them on board either through a quick paid POC projects, or if the startup is mature, then they will directly onboard it as a vendor. That is one. That's more from the business side. The second one is again the same startups are looking to invest or acquire the deep tech startup. So the investment might be a major or a minor. Sometimes it can be a complete acquisition, or sometimes if the startup is small and if they are not able to scale, they have a quick POC, they would like to do a quick acqui-hire also. So we generally manage all these things. So our focus is B2B tech. That's our focus. We don't generally get into non-tech use cases, and we don't work with B2C kind of a startup. So what we do is we help the corporates in 2 fronts. One is, again, as I told you, getting the mandates from the corporates. We work very closely with 3 or 4 key departments. One is the open innovation department. Second one is we work with multiple LOBs, lines of businesses, or different departments where we source these use cases. The third one is we work very closely with the M&A team or a corporate development team in case of the investments or partnerships. So this is what we do. So either we will take these use cases, find the right startup, and connect directly to the end customer. For example, Mondelez is one of our largest customers. So Mondelez has some digital transformation projects where they are, it is across the globe. So India, EMEA, Europe, US. So they are working on the digital transformation projects, and they have multiple use cases or problem statements. That is where we take them. We do a quick assessment of the startup. We do a matchmaking. Then we will onboard these startup either through a paid POC to start with, wherever we feel that we are not able to judge the maturity of the startup. That's when generally the vendors will take that route. Otherwise, if they feel that the startup or the product is mature, then they will directly onboard them as vendor. So this is the scale we have worked with. So Rajiv told there are around 11,000 plus odd startups, out of which there are around 5,000 odd B2B startups, around 2,000 are more from deep tech startups, emerging tech startups. So we have handled more than 900 odd paid POC or pilot projects across almost all the domains. I'll walk you through all those things a little later. And we have helped them with 100 plus. This is an old slide. So either as a vendor contract or a GoTM partnership, and we have finally helped them in around 6 investments. So either major, minor acquisition acquihire. So this is an indicative list of the customers. So our focus is strongly on 4 different segments, even though we have worked with customers from across all the verticals. FMCG is our forte. So PNG, again, one of our largest customer, we handle their global mandates. Mondelez, again, same. Maybe I will quickly show you some of the open innovation mandates what we have on the open innovation portal. Again, ITC Foods. When it comes to BFSI, again, I've listed very few names here, few important names. Fidelity, DCB, FSS, TVS Credit. We also work with NPCI. This is from the BFSI. Automotive, Mercedes is one of our largest customer. We manage their open innovation platform called Startup Autobahn, which is world's largest open innovation platform for automotive. Again, we work closely with the Continental Faurecia and Tata Motors team, managing their open innovation teams, predominantly handling the tech use cases around emerging tech. Then ITITS, Accenture is our largest customer. Genpact, Aura, Donley, Quest, ITC Infotech, few names. When it comes to technology companies, IBM, Dell, and when it comes to consumer electronics companies, Bajaj Electricals is one of our main customer. Legrand, we work very closely. This is an indicative list again. So what is our value proposition for a startup, right? So as I told you, we work very closely with B2B startup and we help them in 2 things. One is we help them to get the business. So generally we have a good connect with the CXOs, and since we work closely with the LOBs directly or the open innovation teams, so we basically help them to prioritize the use cases, mainly the digital transformation initiatives are the use cases, so that's how we help them in finding the right startup to solve that particular use case. So that is where we can help you in terms of getting the business. And the second one is investments. As I told you earlier, again, we work with the corporate development and M&A teams. They have mandates to do investments or acquisition. That is where we work closely with them. So if you I can put it or categorize across 4 different buckets. One is, as I told you, B2B customer connects for either for a paid POC project. See, we don't entertain a free POC because we understand there will not be any serious thing. So that is why we talk to the clients, and whenever we have a initial discussion with them, we clearly set the expectation about a paid POC thing. So at least 5,000 Indian rupees, but it has gone up to 10,000 euros and in some cases up to 25,000 euros or dollars. That is for mainly for wherever the corporate feel that the startup, if they are not very much convinced, they would like to take a paid POC route. But if they feel that the startup is good, then definitely they will quickly onboard them as a vendor. And generally that the project mandate is very high. Generally it's at least $500,000 kind of a project is what we have seen. So these are some of the customers on B2B. So maybe as I told you, I'll quickly show some of the open innovation portals what we have built, and you can see the use cases which are listed and you can go and apply there. The second is more from the strategic partnership angle. Basically what happens is, in case of all these large IT services companies, right, like Accenture, Genpact, Infosys, Wipro, Happiest Minds. So what they do is, so they build a solution not for them, it is for their end customers. So that is why instead of they building everything from grounds up, they collaborate with the right startup, and generally they take that, they do a joint pitching, and if they win the project, generally they come back and they will give the revenue in terms of, maybe it can be a licensing or a professional services revenue that they will share with the startup. So that's more of a solution acceleration is what they're doing. So that is one more bucket in the corporate connect. The third one is, as I told you, the investments. So strategic, which can be major, minor acquisition, acquire, or it can be VC. Since we also are connected with some of the large VCs, again we can help them, help you guys there also. Then the other is more of a go-to-market or tech partnership. For example, Dell, we are running a Dell Future Forward program, wherein we are trying to identify a good set of technology startups, and Dell would give them, Dell will bring them on board. They will do a OEM partnership, and generally they will open up their global sales and customer access to these shortlisted startups. So it will not directly impact your revenue, but indirectly yes, because Dell will be taking your product or a solution to their customers. It's more like a verticalized solution approach. So that also through partnerships we manage, which will help our startups. So this is what we bring on table. This is the focus. As I told you, I think we cover across the industries. So whether BFSI, automotive, CPG, health tech, logistics, so aerospace, oil and gas, telecom, IT, ITS, manufacturing. Domain, I mentioned you. So more of a KS, Industry 4.0, health tech, fintech, insurtech, media tech, art tech. So many of them. Technology, again, AI, ML, NLP, NLG, RPA, AR, VR, vision, big data, blockchain, SaaS, and skills also. This applies. This is applicable when a corporate is looking to do a quick acqui-hire. That's when they will evaluate these things. So this is how we curate a startup. So generally, we have our own proprietary index to quickly measure a startup based on some 3-4 broad parameters. So once we do that, we will quickly go through their product, their customer base, some of their case studies and all those things, startup stage, funding, the founder profiles and all, and we score them based on that. And we will do a quick startup due diligence. It's not an in-depth as a VC does. It's a very high level. We'll see whether it's incorporated, how big is the team, how matured is their product, whether they have a real paying customers, all those things. Then what we do is we'll quickly get try to get assessment of generally how their licensing works or their professional services work, because that will help us to quickly shortlist once the client requirements, we get the client requirement. Then we'll get on to an agreement, some kind of we sign an engagement agreement with them, and then we onboard them quickly into our portal. Because what happens is, so whenever when we onboard corporate, and whenever they launch a use case, generally they'll pick up some tags like retail tax, CPG, and all those things. So once they do that, these startups who are onboarded in the portal will get an automatic notification to them. So over mail and over SMS, WhatsApp, all those things. So that is how we onboard them. And this is a quick brief about the startup curation process. This gives an overview of how we engage the clients. So so what happens is, once we sign off, so we will sit with their LOBs or their open innovation teams. We try to sometimes we also discover some good use cases, because we know what is happening at the other end, at the supply end. So because you can't expect a very big innovation which is happening. For example, if I take a cyber security, right? Cyber security analytics. Yes, there are good startups in India, but the best thing is happening in Israel. So that is where we clearly set them expectation that what is available from the supply side. And also we will help them to prioritize the use cases, because since we have already worked with some other corporates in the similar space, we know the strengths of the startups. We'll tell you should go ahead with these use case, because it can do a high impact. We can be successful here, and also there are good number of startups who are available, who have already done worked in this area and already done good number of successful implementations. So generally, that is followed by a quick startup showcase. So what happens is, generally the corporates would not like to go through the umpty number of startup applications. So they will ask us to give 3 or 5 best startups for each use case. So that is what we'll do. Sometimes we have customers like Procter and Gamble who would like startups to prove before they shortlist. For example, we call it as a startup capability challenge. We did it for Procter and Gamble, wherein we asked startups to prove their maturity of their AI engine, especially for recognizing images in the Kirana store setup. Because what we understood is, most of the vision solutions which are built from the startups are the right fit, are solving the problems for the modern stores. But we wanted to see how effectively it works in the Kirana store setup. So that is where we did it. Not for all the customers, for few customers we do this. And then again, there will be couple of rounds of shortlisting, both from our end, and also we'll bring in customers. They will do a lot of there will be a lot of demos, presentations, and that. And finally, so once they identify, we onboard them. When we say we, it's our clients. Corporates will onboard them. So generally, there are 2 kinds of arrangement. One, there is vendor onboarding in large corporates is a very long process. That is why we have created maybe a interim process wherein we can quickly onboard these startups. So through some short-term kind of agreements, that's more of a paid POC. If they feel that the startup is matured, and if they are convinced, we'll try to onboard them as a vendor directly. So once that happens, so generally we will kick off the POC. It's a quick 4 to 6 week kind of a POC. We'll define a scope, and we'll define deliverables. We'll continuously track, and we will try to support the startup in terms of data, mentorship, whatever is required, because we will be facilitating. We'll be in between the team which has sponsored and between the startup. So that is where we facilitate the whole thing, and we make sure that POC goes smoothly. So once that is done, generally some of the startups, some of the corporates will do a quick demo day. Might not be for public, maybe internally also they would like to showcase it to their the management team, maybe to quickly get a buy-in, or just to want to demonstrate what has happened. And then generally they will onboard the startup, and maybe they will get onto they will give us some longer term projects. So that is how the complete engagement process works. See, not all the steps are mandatory. In some cases, there will not be startup capability challenge. In some cases, there will not be any kind of a demo day which will be happening, right? So those are not mandatory. But what we have seen is 80% of the customers will try to take this route. That is what is maybe a norm in the industry currently. So this I will skip. Maybe this will give you a quick a view of how the startup assessment works at our end. Again, it varies from client to client. So I'll skip this slide. I think this is more of a generic GAN. Some high due diligence what we do. Again, let me skip this. So I would like to talk about few of the associated startups. So we have already have more than 200 startups who have signed our agreement. The top 3 are from VCAT's portfolio. VPhrase, I think, is one of our best success stories till today for Mondelez. So Nirav, you can have a quick talk to them. So they are working on multiple projects, not only for India, for the projects from UK and US as well. That is one. Itanta and Cusmat, we signed recently. Itanta is more of a IoT analytics startup. So they have already showcased their solution to one of their KPMG client, and Cusmat also has already proactively started working with SAP. So we just onboarded them couple of weeks back, and the other names are there. So Hello Messenger, Impact Analytics, Infad, Activate. These are some of our associated startups. So this is the engagement model what we follow with the startups. So we have three different models. So one is the retention model, wherein there is a one-time sign-up fee of 90,000, and then there will be a revenue share of 10% for the project order what they get. So how it works is, so once you sign a retainership model, no, before that, so what we do is, once you show an interest, we would like to do a complete uh, 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 one-on-one session with you, just to understand your product well, your readiness well, then your customers well, right? So based on that only, we'll get into this kind of a contract, because I can't sell some product which is not good, right? So I always want to take some good products and maybe proactively sell that to the enterprise. Because see, we don't deal with the small SMB clients. We always talk to the enterprise customers, and they look at the enterprise ready solution. So that is where we are very careful in signing up this kind of a engagement model with the startup. So we will not do it. So we'll do a deep dive session, understand, and then only we'll onboard. So once we have done that, so then we will proactively start reaching out to the startups. See, we work in two ways, right? One is, we already have some 50 customers, and we keep on getting their requirements, and based on that requirement, we will try to match the startup. If your startup fits that need, we will position your startup to them. That is more of a reactive. Proactive is where, once you understand your solution, then we know we have a good connects with the CXOs. We will proactively take your solution to them and try to seek their feedback and try to set a one-on-one meeting with the decision makers. That's how it works. And also, see, we will help you to showcase your product or solution in the portal, because since there are more than 500 corporates already onboarded on our platform. So what happens is, once you list your startup, automatic notification goes to them, and if they find interesting, they will come and show the interest, and they will say that I want to have a quick whatever startup showcase one-on-one session with them. So that is where this particular model helps. One is one-time 90,000 retainership fee, plus for on every successful project, right? Like for example, if you get a 50 lakh order, so we take a 10% reference fee on that. And again, these are all success. We will not ask you upfront. Only the one-time fees upfront. The vendor contract money or the success fee is more of a it's again a success fee. So you get the project, you get a PO, then only you pay money to me. That's how it works. The second thing is more of the strategic partnership, as I told you, right? So we have a hello. So we have a connect with more than around 50 odd corporate clients, right? Wherein they are looking for solution, not for them, for their corporate clients, right? So that is where the second kind of a model works. Wherein, like, we will get you a agreement from these large SIs or corporates, and again, so in turn they will help you to get business. So that is how it works. And also, so if you get the project, again we will take some cut out of that. So this is how the model works. It's a fairly simple model. So what are the next steps? So again, so you if you are interested, you can give your details to Poonam, or directly you can reach out to me and share some details. I'll once you are interested, I'll share a link wherein you can go and upload fill all the details, and then we will have a quick one-on-one call. Maybe you would showcase what we do on a one-on-one call, and also we'd like to uh, 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 show what kind of projects we have handled, how we handled, and all those things. And once that is done, the contract is signed, and then we will help quickly onboard your startup into the portal, and we can get started depending on what kind of a model you are engaged in. So maybe I'll take a pause here and I'll try to quickly show you some of the things. So PGV Group is the open innovation platform for Procter and Gamble in India. Similarly, we are handling some of their global use cases also. So you can see this is completely built. It's a white label platform driven by us. You can see all the use cases, lot of use cases, AI, ML, analytics, forecasting, the multiple kind of a use cases, plus screen media planning, optimization, go to market using analytics, right? So similar, this is one more client which you are handling, Mondelez. Again, you can have a look at multiple use cases which you are handling. Again, so this is where VPhrase is working, couple of MIS reports and travel dashboard and other things. This is again for Mercedes. So you can see most of the use cases are around case, connected cars, autonomous driving, shared and electric mobility. But having said that, there are some core engineering problems also which they are trying to solve. One relevant anomaly detection in EV fleet, right, which might be of interest to AML based startup. Again, this is for FMS, more on extracting structured, unstructured data and doing a quick analytics. So again, so these are some of the samples which I wanted to quickly showcase. So
hi Pradeep, yeah, thank you so much. Rajiv and Pradeep, both of you have explained, I think, in very detail what exactly is Incubate Hub. The possibilities, basically how you are helping the startups. I just wanted to just touch base on the investment part, okay, because that's where Venture Catalyst has started working with Incubate Hub. So I represent the Venture Catalyst association with Incubate Hub. That's how basically, I mean, I started working with these guys 2 years back, and a lot of our portfolios are participating in the various corporate engagement opportunities that these guys are offering. And I think our portfolio like Flixtree, Orbo, VPhrase, these are the guys who are continuously getting projects from them. And a lot of them have got some big contracts also. Like, for example, VPhrase recently got some big contracts from Mondelez. So the way we are approaching this whole collaboration is that till now they were able to get some business from the corporates. Okay, the whole focus was on business development. Okay, and then investments or taking a minor stake in the company or some kind of like strategic basically valuation was a secondary proposition. But from the day Venture Catalyst has started working with them, so we are reaching out to the same audience, the same corporates, the same basically 50, 60 top corporates that they are working on. And because Incubate Hub have a very good relationship with these guys, so we are able to convince these guys, and we are able to talk to them that how they can participate in the active investment scene also with our portfolio startup. So there are a couple of things that we have recently started designing with these guys. So one is all the corporate CXOs who are leading these corporate programs from the corporate side. So those guys on an individual basis, because they are got good say capacity in terms of investing, and second is because they are sitting on huge domain knowledge and network that they have. So they are bringing all of that, and they are actively now interested to explore their personal investment in these startups that we are offering through our collaboration. So that is one. So what we have done basically, just to structure that even more, we have created a VCATS CXO Angel Network, where we are making it very, very exclusive, and only the top CXOs of these corporates are coming on board. And some of the existing investors of Venture Catalyst Network who are from the corporate background, so we are bringing them also. So it's like a very curated angel network within the venture capitalist network. And it's already basically reaching almost 100 top CXOs from these corporates. So these guys are now not looking you and not evaluating you only from the perspective of that how you can collaborate with the corporate programs that these guys are offering, but they are also evaluating you from the interest point of their own personal investment and how they can kind of then also recommend you as a prospective angel investment opportunity to other CXOs of their network, because all these guys are having a very good network of their own. And some of these guys, especially people like Mr. Avnish, who is the MD of Accenture Ventures, so he is very well respected and he is very highly connected with the VC world and the angel world. So a lot of VCs, when they make Series A, B investments, so they refer to these CXOs for the validation of the technology and the value that these startups are offering. So in a sense, their influence while making a investment decision on that level counts a lot. What we are trying to do is basically we are trying to involve these guys at the early stage itself. So right at the angel stage, if they start basically becoming more active, that is the whole intention. Similarly, for somebody like Dr. Alok Nath, who is the CTO of Samsung and who is also heading the Samsung Ventures. Now, Samsung Ventures have already made an investment in our portfolio. So Clickstreet, they lead the last round of 3 million. So they invested 1.5 million and they also basically promised them the next round. So it's like this whole thing started with this corporate innovation thing only. So Clicktree initially started working with Samsung as a solution provider, okay, as one of the startup solutions that they were offering in terms of content curation, aggregation, and that proprietary technology that they have. So initial engagement was purely on that basis, but over a period of time, when Samsung also started feeling that okay, now this is one good solution that they want to take up on a much bigger level, and they started introducing that solution in other geographies also. So that's where a deep rooted connect started happening, and I think that lead to the investment decisions, and that's where probably now they are very actively investing in that company. So now what we are doing is basically we through this program and through our association and through our proactive approach. So both me, Apurva Bhai, now Rishabh is actively participating, and Poonam. So all we guys are actively interacting and reaching out to these corporates, both on collective, basically focus group meetings and one-to-one meetings, where we are taking our suggestions to them, and we are also discussing with them that how they can actively engage with our portfolio companies, both from a business development point of view and also investing point of view. So, like for example, Samsung has, just to give you two different perspectives. So Samsung Ventures right now, they have a mandate to invest in 100 startups in India over a period of like 2 years. Now imagine basically the guy who is sitting on the decision making and the team which is leading this entire initiative from Samsung. We are talking to them on a one-to-one level how we can actually have a program which is focused only for venture capitalist portfolio. So that's the kind of possibilities that has come out through this relationship, because Incubate Hub already have been working with those guys, so they have a very good goodwill with these guys. They have delivered on various projects with them. So I think that goodwill is working. And second is basically the kind of report card that venture capitalist is offering in terms of investment opportunities and the kind of like startup portfolio that we have built. The variety of that portfolio is giving a very good option to all these corporates. They can choose the right match fit companies for them. And that's where they are seeing a lot of excitement. So both on personal capacity, these guys, all these CXOs and leaders, they are coming on board as a personal investment opportunity also, and they are looking at the corporate investment part also, apart from the business side, which Pradeep and Rajiv already explained. So this is the new possibility. This is the new dimension that we are working on, and I think this is very exciting. We are already getting very good response. We done two basically focus meetings. One physically on first week of March, we done a session with the top corporates, the 30 corporates in Bangalore. So Accenture was there, SAP was there, Mondelez was there, KPMG was there, and all basically the big ones, Kimberly's and Yes Bank and a lot of them. So we we proposed together as a team basically what are the possibilities, how we can collaborate and how they can invest in companies and how they can invest in our fund. So all of those possibilities we worked out, and one common feedback and one common response that came out from that session, and it was a pretty interactive session. We started at 7:30 in the morning at a breakfast session, and imagine in Bangalore, we invited 30 CXOs and 28 of them turned out at sharp basically 7:30, and we started on time. And there was so much of energy in that room and so much of excitement. So these guys are looking forward to, I mean, this kind of relationship. And I think the kind of portfolio we have and the kind of startups we have, we know that there will be a lot of action from this initiative, both in terms of business and investment. So that is what I can promise you. Matlab, together, this is what is a very exciting opportunity that for all of us to kind of leverage this relationship. And already corporates are working and discussing various possibilities of like creating a matching fund, co-investing with us, co-investing in venture fund, one-to-one say showcasing of these startups. So during that Bangalore session, we just casually, basically, not with the investment focus, but with the focus of actually giving them a flair of what kind of founders we have. So we presented few founders there, 4 of them, and immediately, basically, one of them got immediate response. So they are working with Kimberley already, and I think they're working on a project now. Similarly, we organized first online pitch session some 15 days back. That was the first time, and it was a very interactive session. And we presented 4 startups there, and all 4 got business prospects immediately. Immediately, while they were presenting, that time also we were getting all these responses on our personal WhatsApp that these guys are very, very excited and they're very happy with the kind of curation we are doing and with the kind of like prospects that Venture Catalyst is offering to them. So from that strength that we already have in terms of the very strong portfolio, I think this is a very good match fit, and I am looking forward to kind of close at least like 15-20 good transactions this year. That's what collectively we all are working. Me, Poonam, Rishabh, Apurva Pai. So all of us basically are working towards that, and Incubate Hub is basically helping us in this initiative. So that's what I wanted to add on. And now we can take questions. These guys are there in case you want to understand how it works. Together we can talk more about it. You can talk to me directly also after this call as many times as you want. But yeah,